Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are going to start working with exponent rules, or as some of the students know it as the power rules. Basics rules is product to power, and power to power. Product, if I multiply the same base as a power m multiply a power n, I am adding the power. And as we can see, we have example here, x to the power of 5 multiply x to the power of 7. I'm going to add the 5 and 7, which gives me x to the power of 12. Another example, if I have 2 power 3 multiply 2 power 5, the answer is 2 to the power of 8, as I'm going to add the power. But product to power, if I have AB all to the power of m, I can distribute the power. So it's going to be a power m and a and b power m. For example, xy to the power of 3 is the same as x power 3 y power 3. Another example, what if I have 2x all to the power of 3? The common mistake that the students write it as 2x power 3 only. No, 2 also take the power, so take 3. And 2 power 3, as we know, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so it's 8x power 3. Power to power. Notice that I have a base and I have two letters multiplied together, power to power. So power to power is multiplication. As example, x power 5 all to the power of 3 is x to the power of 15. X to the power of 15 as I multiply 5 and 3. Another example, 2 power 3 all to the power of 2, same as 2 to the power of 6. Yes, if it's the same base. Now we have the quotient rule. Quotient rule, it means divided. And divided in the book come as a fraction sign. We don't write the divided as normal like this. So if I have x power 12 divided x power 5, I subtract the power. If I have x power 3 divided by x, and I mean x here is x power 1, so it's x power 2 after subtracting the power. Anything, again, this is division, this sign is division. I have x power 3 and I have x power 1. In case of division, I'm subtracting the power. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. And 12 minus 5 is equal to 7. You got it now? Yes, and anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. But notice that negative 1 to the power of 0 is not the same as negative 1 to the power of 0. Negative 1 all to the power of 0 is 1. But negative 1 to the power of 0, the power here is on the 1. So it's negative 1. So if negative outside the bracket, I keep it negative. Last thing, the power of negative. If I have a power negative m, I flip the answer. And I'm going to explain for you here more. 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. 2 to the power of 1 is equal to 2. And 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 2 power 3 is 8. 2 power 4 is 16. 2 power 5 is 32. But 2 power negative 1, I flip 2 power 1. Yani 2 power 1 is equal to 2, so 2 power negative 1 is 1 over 2. 2 power negative 2, 2 power 2 is 4. So 2 power negative 2 is 1 over 4. So 2 power negative 3, 1 over 8. 2 power negative 4, 1 over 16. 2 power negative 5, 1 over 32. A to the power of m multiply a to the power of n. So if I have the same base, all what I have to do is adding the power. So the right answer is B. Question number 2, 245 to the power of 0. And as we know, any number to the power of 0, it gives me 1. Any number to the power of 0, it gives me 1. But notice that negative 1 to the power of 0 is negative 1. But negative 1 in a whole bracket to the power of 0, it gives me 1. Notice this common mistake that most of the students do. Which of the following is not equal to? Is not equal to. So of course it's 18 because 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 is equal 3 to the power of 6, which is 9 power 3, which is 3 power 6, which is 729. 8 to the power of 3 multiply 8 to the power of 4. I know that if I multiply in the same base, all what I have to do is adding the power. So it's 8 power 7. So of course it's not 8 power 12, and of course it's not 64 power 7. But I may think about the 2 or the answer of D. May I write 8 as 2 power 3? So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 power 3, all to the power of 7. And as we know that power to the power is give me multiplication. So 3 multiplied 7 is 21. So the right answer is C. Regarding this question, I have 4 to the power of 2 all to the power of 3. Power to the power, I multiply them, so the answer is 4 to the power of 6. 4 to the power of 6, the answer is B. Regarding this question, it says which expression is equivalent, and I mean by equivalent is equal to 81. Of course, the answer is not 2 power 9. Okay? Why? Because 2 is even and 9 is odd, and 2 to the power of any number cannot be odd. So the answer is not A. And at the same time, the answer is not C. Why? Because 3 to the power of negative 4 is 1 over 81. Because I'm flipping the answer with its negative power. So I'm going to think about D, I'm going to think about B. Now I have 1 over 3 all to the power of negative 4. What happened if I flip the fraction? And instead of it's 1 over 3, I'm going to write it as 3. So I'm going to flip the answer or the sign of the power. So it's going to be 4. And 3 power 4 is equal to 81. So the right answer is B. The value of negative 2 to the power of negative 5. Notice that if I have negative 2 and the power of even, the answer will be positive. But since I have negative 2 and the power is odd, the answer will be negative. So I am sure that the answer is not B and it's not D. And one of the skills that you should learn while you are solving Qudrat or GAT or any math test without using calculator, how to cancel 2 choices out of the 4. This gives you a 50% for the question, 50% of the question to answer. So it's gonna be negative 1 over 2 all to the power of 5, which is negative 1 out of 32, so the right answer is C. 6 to the power of negative 1, it's 1 over 6. Why? Because 6 power 1 is equal to 6, and the negative stays down. So it's flip the fraction. Flip the fraction. Regarding this one, we should understand something which is very important. If it's negative 1 and the power is 1000, it means that the power is even. And any negative and the power is even, it gives me positive. But in negative 1 and the power 1000 and power 1, the power is odd. And negative and the odd keeps the negative. So it's negative 1. So the right answer is B. Of course, it's not 1000. Of course, it's not 0. So you are being confusing about is the answer is A or B. But I'm telling you that since the power is odd, the answer is B. Regarding this question, I have negative and negative 3 to the power of 4. So keep the negative outside. And negative 3 to the power of 4, the power is even. So I may cancel the negative one. So 3 to the power of 4 is 81. And I have negative, so it's negative 81. So the right answer is B. Notice that this negative change the sign. If this negative does not exist, I may choose C. I may choose C or A. Both of them will be right. I have negative 6 over 5 all to the power of negative 1. Let me write it like this, negative 6 over 5 to the power of negative. If I'm going to flip the fraction to make it 5 over negative 6, I'm going to flip the sign of the power. So it's going to be power 1. And any bracket to the power of 1 will give me the same answer. So the answer can be written as negative 5 over 6, can be written as negative 5 over 6, can be written as 5 over negative 6. So as we can see clearly that the right answer is D. The right answer is D. Third root of 7. Third root of 7. It means that here is 7 power 1, here is root. So 7 power 1 over 3, the power, and here is the root. 32 to the power of 2 over 5. Since the power is a fraction, I can rewrite it as fifth root of 32 to the power of 2. I know that this is the fifth. I know that 32 is 2 to the power of 5 or to the power of 2. So it's a fifth root of 2 power 10. What if I have power and I have root? I divide them. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. So the answer is 2 power 2, which is equal to 4. So the right answer is B. Again, I may think 32 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 to the power of 5. So 2 to the power of 5, by cancel the, to the power of 2. By cancel this 5 with the power, it gives me 2 power 2, which is equal to 4. Regarding this question, I have 25 to the power of 3 over 2. So I may solve it by another method. I may keep the 3 over 2 here and write 25 as 5 over 2. So we know that power to the power, I make it multiply. So I need to multiply 3 over 2 by 2. By cancelling the 2, it gives me 3. So the answer can be written as 5 power 3. And 5 power 3 is 125. 5 power 3 is 125. Negative 2 to the power of 4 multiply negative 2 to the power of 2. As we can see that I have the same base. So directly I can add the power. So 2 plus 4 is 6. And negative 2 power 0 is 1. So I ignore this part. I can ignore it, neglect it. So negative 2 power 6. The power is even. So it's the same as 2 power 6. So I'm sure that the answer is not A, it's not D. 2 power 6 is 64. So the right answer is B. So regarding this question, I have negative 4 to the power of 0, which is equal to 1, and 1 to the power of 5 is equal to 1. So the right answer is C. The right answer is C. 5 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 3, which can be written as 5 power 3 and 3 power 3 after distributing the power. So the right answer is D. And you may write it as 125 over 27. You may write it as 125 over 27. Regarding this one, I have negative 4 multiply negative 5 all to the power of 5, which I can distribute the power. So it can be written as negative 4 power 5 multiply negative 5 to the power of 5. So the right answer is C. Cannot be added, so it's not A. Power odd cannot change the base sign, and it cannot be multiplied. It cannot be multiplied. Write the product of 5 power 2 times 5 power 4 as a single power. I know that I have the same base, so I'm going to add the power. This one is very easy, so it's 5 to the power of 6. 5 to the power of 6. Question 21. 2 plus 3 to the power of 2, which is 5 to the power of 2, minus 3 minus 5 is negative 2 to the power of 3. Notice here the power is odd. So the power is odd is keeping the negative. So it's negative 8. And 5 power 2 is 25. Negative multiply negative is positive. So it's 25 plus 8, which is equal to 23. So the answer, 33. So the answer is D. 5 power 3 minus negative 6 to the power of 3. Power is odd here. So I'm going to keep the negative. So it's 5 power 3 minus negative 6 to the power 3 is negative 216. Negative by negative is positive, so it's 125 plus 216, which is equal 341. So the right answer is C. Negative is outside. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, so it's negative 1. So the right answer is D. The right answer is D. Write 1 billion as a power of 10. We know that 1 billion is 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 9 zeros, it means 10 to the power of 9. It means 10 to the power of 9. The value of 64 to the power of negative 3 over 2. This question a little bit tricky. Why? Because it's 64 to the power of negative 3 over 2. 64 can be written as 8 to the power of 2, all power negative 3 over 2. Power to the power need multiplication. And when I multiply 2 by negative 3 over 2, it gives me 8 power negative 3, which is 1 over 512. So the right answer is D. The value of 11 power half divided 11 power quarter. We know that it can be written as 11 power half divided 11 power 1 over 4. And in case of division, I'm subtracting the power. So it's half minus quarter. Half, when I take away quarter, it gives me 1 over 4. So it's 11 and 1 over 4. So the right answer is A. 125 power negative 1 over 3. 125 can be written as 5 power 3 or power negative 1 over 3, which is 5, power negative 1, which is 1 over 5. Notice that power to the power I make multiplication, and 3 multiply negative 1 over 3 is negative 1. So the right answer is A. 10 power 4 multiplied 10 power 3 is 10 power 7 plus 10 power 5. 10 power 7, it means 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 power 5, it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I'm adding them up, give me 1, 0, 1 and 5 zeros. So the right answer is B. The right answer is B. 16 power 3 quarters. 16 can be written as 2 to the power 4. Power 3 over 4. So I'm going to multiply 4 by 3 over 4, which is give me 3. So it's 2 power 3, which is equal to 8. 125 power 2 over 3, which is 5 power 3, power 2 over 3, multiply the power, it's 5 power 2, which is equal to 25, which is